The girl quickly scooped the fish from the tank and stuffed them into her mouth, swallowing them whole. A few seconds later, as she regained consciousness, she felt a wave of nausea and rushed to the bathroom to vomit. Saying her mother returned, the girl hurriedly tried to hide everything. Doing her best to act normal, her mother looked at her pale, exhausted face and asked with concern what was wrong, but the girl seemed to reject her mother's care, only giving a half-hearted response before quickly leaving the bathroom, heading for the shower. However, the strange events were far from over. The girl soon noticed that her toes had fused together. She frowned, not fully understanding what was happening, when her mother urgently began knocking on the door. She had discovered that the fish in the tank were gone. The girl quickly explained that she had flushed the fish down the drain. Her mother was furious, but the girl angrily locked her out of the bathroom. The girl began to resist her mother more and more, as she started to suspect that she wasn't a normal person, and even wondered if she might not be her mother's child. She had gone through the family photo albums, but there were no pictures of her mother during pregnancy. She had asked her mother about her past, but each time, her mother brushed her off. Determined to find answers, she decided to see a doctor. When the doctor saw her fused toes, his expression turned to one of surprise, and he explained that it was a condition called syndactyly, which could be treated with surgery. However, the girl told the doctor that her toes had fused overnight, and the doctor was stunned, recommending further tests. The girl noticed the doctor telling someone else about her condition, and her anxiety deepened. She decided to leave the hospital. A few days later, things worsened. The girl discovered that her belly button had disappeared, and she was so frightened that she began to cry. Even worse, she noticed bruises covering her legs. Soon, her friends noticed her strange appearance and hurriedly took her home. The next morning, the girl found that her legs had completely transformed into the shape of a tail. She broke down, and then realized she could no longer breathe. Her lungs couldn't withstand the pressure of the air. She desperately crawled into the bathtub, where she could breathe again in the water. The water soon filled the entire room. The girl contacted her best friend, and her friend hurriedly rushed her to the back of a pickup truck, driving toward the coast. Upon arriving at the shore, the girl called her mother but didn't tell her that she was leaving. Sitting before the vast ocean, the girl felt that nothing could bind her anymore. After saying goodbye to her friend, she jumped into the sea, returning to the world that truly belonged to her.